Did you know that research has shown that if you write down your goals, you're 42% more likely to achieve them? In the same study by psychology professor Dr. Gail Matthews, the percentage was even higher if you share those goals with a supportive friend. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how and why I think goal setting in your business should be a non-negotiable. What can put people off from setting goals, how to make them effective, and some things to watch out for. I'm Rachel Robert. I help freelance ELT and ESL business owners work out the best way to use their talents so they can earn more and work less. Stick around for the common goal-setting traps I'm going to talk about at the end of the video. Goal setting is one of the things I focus on in my membership for ELT freelancers, the Confident ELT Freelancer Collective, and in my group program, Flourishing Foundations. And while some people already know that they love setting goals and find it really effective, others are not so keen. If that's you, do you resonate with any of the reasons I'm about to give? Let me know in the comments. 1. They don't want to feel that they're in a straitjacket. They didn't decide to run their own business to feel like they're still being told what to do. 2. They don't know what goals they should be setting, and just thinking about it makes them feel anxious and worried. 3. They find setting goals overwhelming, and it makes them feel stressed out and under pressure, which is also not why they started their own business. I can understand all of those feelings, but actually I think they all slightly misunderstand the nature and purpose of setting business goals. Part of the reason I like running my own business is that I've never really been that keen on other people telling me what to do. Actually, when I thought about this a bit more, I realized it's not so much that I don't like other people telling me what to do. It's that I don't like having to do things when I can't see that there's a good reason for doing them, or even that I actually think they might be the wrong thing to be doing. But when it's your business, that never needs to be the case. Your goals can and should be aligned to what you feel is right for your business and aligned to what you want to achieve. And if you change your mind along the way, that's fine too. Your business, your rules. So it never needs to feel like a straitjacket. Secondly, it's about pacing yourself, prioritizing, and recognizing that no one can do everything immediately and all at the same time. If you're not sure exactly what your priorities should be, check the link in the video description and do my quiz. I'll send you a detailed PDF report based on my work with hundreds of ELT freelancers as to what I think might be the next best steps you can take in your business, tailored to your stage of business. And finally, what about the pressure and overwhelm? Well as getting better at prioritizing, this is also about learning to manage yourself, to literally be a good boss to yourself. You don't have anyone telling you what to do anymore, but maybe you're actually treating yourself in a way that you would never treat anybody else as an employee. Are you actually the worst boss you've ever had? Maybe you expect yourself to work ridiculously long hours, or you beat yourself up and tell yourself that you're stupid when things don't go exactly to plan. Working on our inner talk to ourselves and being our own boss and a good boss is really key to not overwhelming ourselves. It's also about not focusing too much on the goals themselves, but on the actions that we need to take in order to achieve those goals. What doesn't work is to just stare at your screen and say to yourself, my goal was to get 100 new subscribers on my mailing list this month, and I've only got 20. I'm hopeless. Everybody else can do this better than me, and so on. Set that as a goal by all means, but then forget about the goal and focus on the how, on the actions that you're going to take to achieve that. Saying that you want to build your mailing list or earn more money or have more clients doesn't mean anything if you haven't worked out exactly how you're going to do that and you aren't consistently taking those steps every day. It's like saying that you want to walk 10 miles and then staying on the sofa. If you want to build your mailing list, then probably the first thing that you need to do is to work out what's something that your ideal clients would really love to know more about, that you can package up into a small but effective freebie that they will then be willing to give you their email address in return for. Once you've created this freebie, think about all the ways that you can let those ideal clients know about it. Putting it on your social media profiles, posting about it, putting it in your email signature, maybe even making a YouTube video. You can't actually focus on getting more people on your list. It's not going to happen because you're concentrating hard on it. It's going to happen because of those actions that you take. And hopefully then the goal will look after itself. And if it doesn't, then you need to go back and look at those actions and work out where you can improve them. For example, something I often see is that the title of somebody's freebie or lead magnet doesn't really tell people why it is that they would really want it and what it could do for them. You need the goals, because if you didn't have a goal of growing your mailing list, you wouldn't take any of those actions. But once again, it's the actions you take along the way that really matter, not the goals in themselves. If you're getting any light bulb moments here, let me know in the comments. So what can hold you back from implementing those actions and thus achieving your goals? Firstly, making your goals too vague. Get more clients isn't really a goal, and it's going to be very hard for you to measure whether you've achieved that or not. Work out how many clients do you actually need, over what time period, at what rate. Then you can start to work out the steps needed to achieve that. Secondly, making your goals too big can be a problem. There's nothing wrong with having big dreams, but you need to make sure that they are achievable. And then you need to break them down into smaller goals that you can achieve along the way. Because for many people, having a really big goal is actually the opposite of motivating, because we know at some level that we're probably not going to achieve that, and that can then stop us from taking the actions required. Even if it is an achievable goal, focusing too much on the end goal can just make it feel like a really big mountain to climb. So break it down into smaller steps and tick those off as you achieve them. Something that works very well for me in terms of breaking goals down and not overfacing myself is to set good, better, best goals. So for example, when I launched my membership, the Confident ELT Freelancer Collective in 2022, I set myself a good goal of 50 members through the launch. So good was 50, better was 75, and best, like my top goal, was 100. I actually ended up with 113, which was amazing, but I would have been quite happy with 50 with reaching my good goal. Thirdly, don't choose your goals based on what other people tell you should be doing, or on what you see other people achieving and tell yourself you should be doing. Maybe you really do want to make 6 figures because you want to pay off your mortgage, have financial freedom. But you shouldn't be choosing that just because that's something that everybody talks about and it kind of feels like a good idea. Maybe for you, money isn't as important and it's more about getting a good work-life balance, having satisfaction in your job, having the right kind of clients. If you secretly don't really want to achieve a goal, then you're very unlikely to actually get there. Finally, and I mentioned this before, your goals may need to change along the way. Maybe your life circumstances change, or you realise that the path that you're going down isn't quite where you wanted to be, or the economy takes a nosedive, or you work out that there's actually a better way to get clients, or that you actually want a different kind of client. You don't have to see your goals as set in stone, and they definitely don't have to be a straitjacket. They're there to help you focus, and when you achieve them, to motivate you, and that's all. Let me know your biggest takeaway from the video in the comments. And if you'd like some help with finding the right goals to set for your business, check out my Next Steps quiz, where you'll get a free PDF that will lay out what I have found to be the next best steps at different stages of business. The link is in the video description.